And because of the media narrative, the way that the media portrays Muslims, minorities, Black Lives Matter, the world is very divisive. Who in this room just wants to live and get along? Make some noise. Exactly, we all want to, all right? But the media has got people...
The word home comes up frequently in counterterrorism policing. The Home Office in the UK is the government department responsible for overseeing how prevent and other counterterrorism measures are implemented in public institutions. The nation is constructed as a home which needs to be protected from the threat of terrorism. But little attention has been given to how Muslim identities are being securitized in the home, especially the Muslim home, because of counterterrorism legislation and the persistent stigmatization of Islam and Muslims. When we think about the home, we think about a private domain which demarcates us away from the public sphere. In Islam, the home can be a place of prayer and guidance, where one can trade the busy nature of life for solitude and reflection. With the strengthening of counterterrorism legislation since 9/11, which predominantly targets Muslim communities, homes occupied by Muslims have been transformed into spaces of surveillance where individuals feel like they cannot escape being watched. For Muslim parents and carers in Britain, the home is a space where they can unpack what happened in schools with their children. In the years between 2015 and 2019, news about Muslims in education was relentless in the UK. The disappearance of 3 teenage girls from Bethnal Green in London raised alarms that Muslim parents are not doing enough to combat terrorism, and government officials urged these parents to confiscate passports and alert authorities if they suspected their children were in danger. A number of organisations were created by and for Muslim parents to inform on the dangers of travelling to Syria and to join ISIS, and urge parents to cooperate with security services to stop their children's plans. There was an overwhelming sense of fear expressed by some Muslim parents that if a Muslim child or teenager began outwardly displaying their religion, they would be unfairly targeted and treated as potential suspects in the growing counterterrorism infrastructure. Muslim parents, particularly mothers who are known for their regular engagement with schools, have also been asked to undergo prevent training to spot signs of extremism amongst their family members. Government initiatives such as the website Educate Against Hate have a dedicated section for parents to remind them of the risks of radicalisation and terrorism, as a way to urge them to monitor their children in their homes. For some Muslim parents, however, this training reminded them of how their religious identities were being unfairly characterised as akin to terrorism. It also reinforced the message that the home is never truly private, and extra precautions are needed to ensure that what is being discussed at home is not misconstrued at schools. Farah, for example, is a Muslim mother whose children attended a predominantly Muslim primary school. The parents all received prevent training, and most of the case studies were about Islamist terrorism. After finishing from the training session, Farah went straight home, and as she says,
advertise to my extended family that, listen, if your kids are going to school and you feel like they've got some type of views, wherever they've picked it up from, it's fine. It's all correct. Nothing wrong with it, but you better start training your kids to say it in a certain way.
Training your children to say it in a certain way is commonly practiced by Muslim parents who are fearful that expressions of Islamic beliefs and practices will be misunderstood in schools. Such disciplining tactics needed to be instilled to ensure that her children and extended family were aware that what they could say, no matter how innocent it may be, could be misunderstood by educators. The idea that the school is a safe space, which is actually stipulated by prevent officials, is broken down, as it's clear that there is a level of mistrust between parents and teachers as a result of policies such as prevent. Farah wasn't the only parent feeling the effects of prevent in schools. Mariam's children attended similar schools to Farah, and she recalled saying she felt paranoid when she had to sit through prevent training as a Muslim educator. For her, attending this workshop meant that she needed to talk to her children about what she just learnt. As she says,
whether it's my paranoia, I'm sitting there making notes thinking, I need to talk to my kids about this. I need to talk to my kids about that.
There is a sense then from these Muslims that self-disciplining and self-surveilling oneself is required to avoid any securitization which may take place in schools because of Prevent. In the words of another Muslim mother, "There's always eyes on me, always eyes on my children."